If you've been grinding in Deadlock and thought mastering your hero's abilities was the whole game, think again. Sure, landing your shots and timing your skills matters, but Deadlock is way more than a standard fast-paced shooter. The map design, lane switching, and team-based decisions constantly force you to think on your feet. Every rotation matters, every lane swap changes the flow of the match, and if you're not paying attention, you'll fall behind fast. But today, we're not just talking about aim or strategy, we're talking about one of the game's most interesting mechanics. Let's break down what the Sinner's Sacrifice slot machines actually do. These mysterious slot machine-looking objects aren't just there for decoration. They're high-risk, high-reward mechanics that can give you powerful buffs if you play your cards right. Using them smartly can seriously shift momentum in your favor, especially as the match progresses. So if you've been ignoring them or just randomly interacting with them without a plan, stick around, because understanding how Sinner's Sacrifice works might be the edge you've been missing. I'm quickly moving on to the video. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching. As the match goes on in Deadlock, you will eventually run into these slot machines that allow you to perform something called Sinner's Sacrifice. At first glance, they just look like part of the environment, but they are actually a really important soul-generating mechanic. When you walk up to one, you can hit it with a melee attack by pressing the Q key. Every time you strike the machine, it rewards you with a certain number of souls. It is simple on the surface, but there is a bit of timing and strategy involved if you want to get the most value out of it. The machine usually has around 500 total health points, which means you can only hit it a few times before it breaks completely. Typically, you will get about 3 to 5 melee hits in before it is destroyed. You cannot shoot it with bullets, and you cannot use special abilities to damage it. It only responds to melee attacks. So if you see a teammate trying to waste ammunition on it, you already know that is not going to work. Now here is where things get interesting. Right above the slot machine, you will see a row of light bulbs. At first, these bulbs act as a health indicator. The more you hit the machine, the fewer bulbs remain lit. But just before your final hit, the pattern changes. Instead of simply showing remaining health, the bulbs begin lighting up in a sequence, starting from the least amount of light and building up to fully lit. That pattern is your cue. What you actually want to do is wait and time your final hit when all of the bulbs light up. If you break the machine at the perfect moment, you are guaranteed a much better reward. We are talking about more than 300 souls in some cases, which is a huge boost, especially if you are trying to hit a power spike. On top of that, depending on when you perform Sinner's Sacrifice during the match, you can also receive certain buffs. So it is not just about smashing it as fast as possible. There is real value in being patient. If you want to maximize the damage on that final hit, press and hold the Q key, then release it right before the last bulb fully lights up. That charge melee attack helps you secure the optimal break timing. Once you get the rhythm down, these slot machines become one of the most reliable ways to snowball your economy in Deadlock. It is a small mechanic, but mastering it can absolutely change the pace of your game. If you are wondering where to actually find a Sinner's Sacrifice slot machine in Deadlock, they are scattered around the map much like gold urns. They are not always immediately visible though. Their appearance and accessibility depend on how far the match has progressed, so if you do not see one early on, do not panic. As the game opens up and objectives start falling, they become much easier to access. Most of the time, you will find them around the area near the first set of enemy walkers that spawn in each lane. That early objective zone is a common hotspot. Before you walk in and start hitting the machine, make sure your minion wave is in a safe position and has pushed past the first set of enemies. That way, you are not stuck fighting under pressure while trying to time your melee hits. Clearing space first gives you the freedom to focus on the timing mechanic. This is especially powerful if you are playing a skirmisher role. If your job is rotating from lane to lane, picking fights, and creating pressure rather than hard pushing a single lane, Sinner's Sacrifice becomes one of your best soul sources. You can quickly dip into an objective area, grab a large chunk of souls, and move on. It is most effective during the early and mid game, when those extra souls can help you hit important item breakpoints faster than your opponents. If you are using a stealth-focused hero like Haze, this strategy becomes even safer. Her ability to move around without being easily detected lets you approach the slot machine, perform Sinner's Sacrifice, and leave before enemies even realize what happened. In the early game especially, that kind of quiet economy boost can give you a serious edge without committing to a full team fight. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.